Hello there. Greetings and hello there, everyone. It is I, your Star Wars father. Do the liking and subscribing and do something good for your community today. This is my Kyrotech farming guide here in February 2023. We'll call it spring 2023, whatever. No, I'm not going to come on here and just tell you how to farm Kyrotechs. It's pretty easy. I'll cover it. But what we're looking at in this video is an overall, a top-down view of where your Kyrotech farming dollar goes in Star Wars Galaxy. We're going to look at all the journeys today. Here's your journey guide. We got all these solo journeys. We got the Galactic Legends. We got the guild journeys. Where do you need Kyrotechs, and how many Kyrotechs you need to activate these characters to get them leveled up? Where are you going to be spending your Kyrotechs? And maybe this can help you inform your farming, how you're doing your farming. We talk about it a lot. We talk about, should you do a GL first? Should you do some of these solo journeys? How many should you mix in? Should you get solo characters like Wampa, SWGOH Press? How to do your farming. And I think we can look at this from the angle of Kyrotechs. How many Kyrotechs is going to take? Because right now, with the introduction of double drops in gear, gear is dropping much. It's easier to get to gear 12 right now, but that gear 13 push is so difficult, and so many characters require so many Kyrotechs to get there. So let's talk about it right now. Hopefully this can inform your farming and help you farm better. Where do we start with? Well, let's do it real quick. How to farm Kyrotechs, where are you gonna farm Kyrotechs? The primary two places is here. This is Get to Energy. This is a guild event token, Energy 2. Once you have finished your 2 ships, Malevolence and the Negotiator, and maybe you want some gear, but honestly, you should just spend this all on Kyrotechs. 100% Kyrotechs after you finish those 2 ships. And the other place is Grand Arena. You should never buy anything in here except Kyrotechs. Those are the primary 2 places. And finally, the other place you're gonna get fine Kyrotechs. Well, of course, you can buy packs as well. I think there's a $5. We'll go look at that in a second. But when you're farming a character and you have nowhere else, you see here, I've got no other regular energy farming going on. I'm not farming everybody's 7 stars that I got here for my way to Jedi Master Kenobi and for filling out my clones. You're just going to farm it with regular energy when you have nothing else to spend your regular energy on, or when you've exhausted all your regular energy hard node farms to get characters. Farm it here with regular energy. That's how you're going to farm Kyrotechs. You can also buy it with crystals here. These are not bad purchases. You look at it for 560 for 20, 700 for 25, 1400 for 50. If you're a person that has invested and spends money in the game, those crystals is not a really bad way to spend it. I don't recommend Get 3 energy right now unless you've got all those characters farmed. Get them all farmed, great. Probably save up to 20,000, which is the max, and then buy some Kyrotechs while you're waiting to see maybe something be released future for Get 3. We don't know. Here's these packs we're talking about. You can get them from packs $14.99. Yeah, this is not a good one. Don't do that. But you can find these exclusive packs for $40. I saw one previously that was $5 and gave 25 of each. Here you can get up to a lot more, but it costs you a lot more too. So just keep an eye out for the packs. That's how you farm Kyrotechs. Done. We're moving on. The question here is, in the Journey store, how is your farming impacted by Kyrotechs? And why do we think that a lot of these lower level characters, CLS, why is CLS such a great team when you really look at them? Let's take a look at our first impact of Kyrotechs from the Journey store. It's going to be those raid requirements, guys. So raid requirements: Han, Traya, General Kenobi. No Kyrotechs required to get these characters geared up and leveled up. Pause. Every character in the game requires 100 Kyrotechs to go to gear 13. I am not including these in these. So every one you see, if you see 300 Kyrotechs required, it's going to mean they need 400. But every single character requires 100. So if I say 0, it means you need 100 to take them from gear 12 to gear 13. We're not including those because they are across the board requirements. We're only looking at everything minus 100, minus those 100 that are across board, okay? So, Han, Traya, General Kenobi, Guild Rage, you get those guys up. You don't need any Kyrotechs to get these guys leveled up. They are all super relevant characters to this day. Your territory battles requirements. Riva, for when people start getting hurt, is going to be 600 Kyrotechs to get her maxed out. That is at the top end of the spectrum. In fact, I think it's just under a couple of our Galactic Legends but 600 Kyrotechs to get Reva. What is she? The fifth sister? I don't even know what she is. Reva to get her. It's 600. Rolo, Rebel Officer Leia Organa, Imperial Probe Droid 0. Wat Tambor takes you 200, and Cam Ki-Adi-Mundi requires 300 Kyrotechs. Again, keep in mind, guys, this is not including the other 100 that they need to take them to Gear 13. It's the last time I'll say it. So Wat would actually require 300 Kyrotechs to get into Gear 13, but I'm only counting the 200 extra that he needs on top of that. So there are those requirements. Pretty simple in the journals. Now, what the journey guide? Sorry. What about no Kyrotechs required? These are characters that you can get them to their relic level with no Kyrotechs required, and they start with CLS, Chewie, 3PO. These guys go together. Now, if you're gonna get Chewbacca and 3PO, there are some Kyrotechs required there. I think it's 200 on top of the 100, so 200 there for that. But just these three, they're really super effective. This is a great team in the game, especially early on. CLS is an end game team that does so much for you in every game mode. But no Kyrotechs required for the bulk of his team. For CLS, for Han, for Chewie, for 3PO. You don't need Kyrotechs other than the 100 to level. That's the last time I'm going to say that to him. I'm just going to say you don't need to level them up to relic levels. Jedi Knight Revan's the same thing. And Grandmaster Yoda goes with Jedi Knight Revan in most cases. This is going to be a super duper Kyrotech-light farm for you for Jedi Knight Revan and Grandmaster Yoda. You're also looking at Palpatine, Thrawn, R2, the Millennium Falcon, Jedi Training Rey, and the Chimera. You don't need Kyrotechs on characters to unlock these characters. You don't need them on the characters once you get them open to level them up. You don't need any Kyrotechs these characters, and I forgot to put one of the graphic. Let's pop them up there now. Your best droid ally and mine, BB-8, does not need any Kyrotechs to get him activated and to get him leveled up. These are pretty low-hanging fruits, and that's why we talk about these farms being stuff you can get to quickly, especially, I mean, the characters required, whatever, but it's just, you don't need any, you need minimal gear. If you don't need Kyrotechs for a character now, or you only need 100, it's minimal gear required in today's game. Next, we look at the next level. These are characters that you don't need any Kyrotechs to actually activate them, to go on their journey, to finish these characters, to find them, to get them. You don't need any Kyrotechs, but on the actual character themselves, you're going to require those Kyrotechs. It's going to be Jedi Master Luke, 0 Kyrotechs. Again, Rolo doesn't need them, Captain Han doesn't need them, Wampa, Hoda, Hermit Yoda don't need them, but you need 300 Kyrotechs plus 100 to get Jedi Knight Luke activated and get him to relic levels. Darth Revan, same thing, 200. Padme, same thing, 200 needed there. So those are characters that you just need those, you don't need anything to get them. You can get them activated, but you're going to need some Kyrotechs to get them moving to relic levels. Next up, we're going to take a look at all of the, I don't know, what are these journeys called exactly? Let's take a look here. I can never remember. These journeys for Afra, they're called legacy events. So Afra, the Grand Inquisitor, well, he's called Dark Times event, currently unavailable. And for Starkiller, these are legacy events. These are Kyrotech heavy, guys. If you're going for any one of these, every character, and I haven't done a lot of breakdown here, but every character you need to farm is going to need 300 Kyrotechs, and then they're going to each need 400 of their own. And again, that's excluding the 100. So these are Kyrotech heavy farms. This is why it's tough to do them as a new player unless you're going to spend some cash on Kyrotechs, because it's going to take you a long time to farm those Kyrotechs and really get to where you need to be. So that's our first look there. The Grand Inquisitor, Dr. Afra, and Starkiller. They're going to require 1,200 to 1,500 Kyrotechs just to get the characters below them leveled up to relic levels, and then 400 of their own, plus the 100 that you need to get to relic levels. And who is next on our list? Let's start taking a look at these individual journeys. Beskar Mando. You need 100 Kyrotechs to get him activated. That's going to be for the Mandalorian. I think the Mandalorian needs actually more than that. But to get him up to levels, Gear 8, Gear 9, where you need to have him to unlock Beskar Mando, you don't need him better than that. You can spend 100 Kyrotechs. You probably spend 0 and get the other characters leveled up, but you might as well go ahead and level up Mando. because he's super, super important there. But then once you get Beskar Mando up, once you get Beskar Mando activated, you're going to need 500. 500 Kyrotechs, and that doesn't count the 100 to get them. So Beskar Mando himself is a super heavy Kyrotech investment for you to get done. Next, we look at Malik. Malik is coming up next. This is a fairly, you know, lower Kyro, but it's not super cheap. You're going to need the 200 for Darth Revan. Now, I say that again with a grain of salt. You may not need to relic Darth Revan or get him to Gear 13 in order to make this happen. You may be able to get it done at a deep Gear 12 plus his, well, in fact, you probably can. Plus his Zetas. But honestly, you might as well go ahead and relic Darth Revan because you're going to need him relic anyway. And then once Malik is activated, you need another 400 on his character farm to get him to himself to relic levels. Remember, I'm struggling here. Let me take a little drink here and take a quick pause. Okay, so gas, generally against Skywalker. Now you're starting to get into some heavy relics needed to do this. Now I'm gonna a little caveat here. I've got down that you need 700 relics or 700 Kyrotechs. Shakti requires 500 plus 100 on her own. She requires a total of 600, so she is 500. She is an expensive Kyrotech character, but you can do the gas adventure. You can do the gas journey without actually maxing her out to relic levels. I did it. You can do it. I'm just kind of assuming in a best case scenario in this case, you know, what you're going to need to be looking at to get gas activated. And Shakti is a requirement. Padme is a requirement. You could probably swing this with them at only Gear 12, other characters at relic levels. But in an ideal world, you get them both relics. You're going to need them later anyway. So they are going to cost you 700. Again, plus the 200. 100 each need for relic Gear 13. Gas himself, 400. Gas is going to require 400 Kyrotechs himself. It's getting a little more expensive, isn't it? Getting a little more expensive. Let's take a look at the Executor next. Executor is going to be 300 to get there, and that's going to be for Piet. Piet's going to require the 300, and then you need another 500 to make it work. So what I've got here is Piet's going to be 300. Beskar Mando is going to be 500. So Beskar Mando, you're not going to need to max out Beskar Mando to unlock the Executor. But if you want the ship to operate at maximum capacity, you need to have a relic level Beskar Mando, and he's going to require 500 Kyrotechs plus your 100 again to get to relic levels. So that's kind of the idea there. You're gonna have Piet. You have to have Piet relic 8 to get it, right? Beskar Mando does not need to be relic to unlock it, but you're gonna need him relic to make it operate at maximum capacity later. And I think the same would apply for Profundity with Dash Rendar there in the middle. But I haven't done this event yet, so I didn't really want to out that yet. But I think you could probably get the event done without Dash. Well, I take it back. Dash has to be relic to get this done, so never mind. Take it back. I lied. I'm full of it. Got a Dash Runner done. So all of your early Kyrotechs come in here. They're going to be on Admiral Raddus, Dash Rendar, Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma is again one of those expensive ones. She's just like Shakti, 500 plus the 100 to get, so she's 600 total Kyrotechs. This is an expensive Kyrotech journey. We're starting to really see some expenses popping in here with the Profundity Kyrotech journey. Again, guys, I'm not looking to talk about overlapping or how these are, you know, working together. I'm just looking at how many Kyrotechs you need to accomplish these journeys. I'm going to have a graphic at the end that I'll have a link to down in the description. You can go look at. It'll have all of this in one graphic for you. Let's go take a look now at Sith Eternal Emperor. This is our cheapest Galactic Legend farm as far as Kyrotechs go, and pretty much as far as this is just the easiest, lowest hanging fruit Galactic Legend. He's also probably the worst one. Worst Galactic Legend is still pretty good to have. 300 Kyrotechs, you're going to invest in Piet, and you know, the overlap of the Executor, but I'm not talking about that. 300 Kyrotechs and Piet, and then only 300 more to get Sith Eternal. It seems like a lot. Because kind of, they have the same Kyrotech requirement between Piet and Sith Eternal. You're about to see that is actually not that bad, because as we move ahead to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, that's going to be 200 for Sith Trooper and another 600 for Kylo Ren. So Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is going to require actually a 700 total Kyrotechs, but the 600 there. Now, you might be thinking Hux requires Kyrotechs. It does not. Only Sith Trooper requires those Kyrotechs in the game, and it's going to be 200 for him. So we're getting a little more expensive as we go. If we look, I just picked the wrong one. Let's take a look at Rey. Rey is going to be 500 plus 600. So we're getting a little even more expensive as we go. And your Kyrotechs for Rey are going to be Resistance Hero Finn and Resistance Hero Poe. We're moving up. You're spending more and more and more Kyrotechs as you go. Maybe this is one more reason why Rey may not be a great early farm for you, because of the Kyrotechs that are required for her if you're spending, you know, no money or a little bit of money. Next, we go to Jedi Master Luke. It's going to cost you 900 Kyrotechs just to get him unlocked, and then he requires 500 more. Those 900 Kyrotechs are tied up in Jedi Knight Luke, Mon Mothma, who we already said is the most heavy, along with Shakti, Kyrotech requirement in the game, 500 plus another 100. And then Chewbacca and 3PO requires a couple hundred there. That's Jedi Master Luke. So we keep going up with the Kyrotech requirements. Jedi Master Kenobi is going to be 900 plus 600. He's going to hit you on Shakti, who you may already have for gas. Wat Tambor and Bo-Katan are going to be your big Kyrotech farms here for Jedi Master Kenobi. Moving up to one more Galactic Legend, that's going to be Jabba. Jabba's going to be 1,500 plus 600. God forbid what's ahead of us in the future. 1,500 on Jedi Knight Luke, Skiff Guard Lando, Kersantin, Bausch Leia, and Fennec Shan. Those guys are going to cost, they're 300 each, basically. 300 each. Plus, again, guys, don't forget 100 to get to relic. This is not including those 100 to get to relic level that everybody needs. And 600 for Jabba himself. That's an expensive farm, but nobody, my friends, is touching your pal and mine, Lord Vader. Right. You're going to spend some Kyrotechs here, my boys and girls. And it's good. That's fine, because he's the best Galactic Legend. Right? Anyway, he's hit and miss. He's hit and miss depending on the datacrons on any given day. Gas, Padme, and the Bad Batch are going to require a lot of Kyrotechs to get them. And if I really look at gas, I would actually maybe include those Shakti Kyrotechs there as well, but I didn't. 1,900 plus 600. That's a total of 2,500 Kyrotechs, plus 1, 2, 4, plus 6, 700 more to get these characters all to relic levels. That's going to be a lot of Kyrotechs that are needed. There you go, guys. And I just thought I really wanted to make this just to kind of inform your decisions as you move forward in the game. You know, when you really look at these guys that don't require any Kyrotechs down below, that's why these farms are so valuable, guys. You know, CLS, Chewbacca, 3PO, really great characters in the game that last all the way through game to the end. Jedi Knight Revan, Yoda, same thing. And you don't have to use any Kyrotechs to farm these guys. Now let's pop up the big old overall graphic on the field right now. Here's your Kyrotech journey guide. I'm going to put a link to it in my Discord down below. I'll have it post my Discord. If you want a quick reference guide for just how many Kyrotechs you're going to have to spend. This does not include every single character on here requires 100 Kyrotechs to get to Gear 13. I'm not including that in any of these. If you just want to take a look at this and consider it as you're going through your farming, as you're looking at what character do I farm next, and do I really want to go through this massive Kyrotech crunch? You know, I can go farm Starkiller's requirements at 2 shards each, but I'm gonna have to spend 1,600 plus 500. It's gonna be 2,100 Kyrotechs just to get them active. Do I really have the verve and the energy and the investment for that right now? Hopefully this helps everybody as you go on your journey through Supreme Leader, through Star Wars Galaxy Heroes today. These are your Kyrotech requirements in the game. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. Go take a look at the graphic. Let me know what you're going to be farming, and if this changes your idea of what to farm. Have a great day. I will talk to you soon. And of course, always remember, Nooch Too Good.